A long time ago, there was a queen who had a pet dog named Emerald, and they ruled Egypt. The queen was very mean to the people, and then one day the spirit come to end this nightmare. So the spirit gave her some punishment, and the spirit is going to mummify Emerald. When Emerald was mummified alive, the spirit put Emerald in her own sarcophagus. So the sarcophagus was placed in the statue of Anubis, and what happened to the queen? She was sacrificed and mummified it to mummify. It took it to the place so far away that no one was able to find it. In 1985, the explorer found the sarcophagus who looked like a dog, so they take the sarcophagus and give it to the family known as Wilbur. Mr. and Mrs. Wilbur are very rich people, and they have their son named Arthur, and he is 16 years old, and he's very smart and know about Egypt. So Mr. and Mrs. Wilbur put it in the fancy basement, and it's be safe. At midnight, Arthur needed to use a restroom, and when he was done using a restroom, he could hear the noise in the basement. Soon Arthur take a walk to the basement, and the sarcophagus is open, so Emerald is back from the dead. When he realized that is not in there, he goes to wake his parents, but the basement's door is trapped and Arthur can't open it. When Arthur hears something again, the floating bandages just wrap around his mouth and he just muffled. After the bandages wraps his head and blindfold him, it began to wrap his body. When his pajama take off and his underwear stay on, the bandages wrap around his body, arms, and legs. His legs are sticking together, the bandages are wrapping around, and finally his arms are across and the bandages are wrapped around, but now he was mummified. Arthur muffled to cry to help, but they didn't hear him because they were sleeping. Soon Emerald stepped out of a saddle, and she looked like a beautiful mummy dog. You see that she got bandages around her belly, her head, her legs, and her snout. But she could do the Egyptian spell that the spirit gave to her. Anyway, Emerald was laying on Arthur, and she gave him a mummy kiss like when dogs lick people. Soon something strange really happened to Arthur. Something coming out of his butt. It defaulting a tail wrapped around it. When his arm and legs get stripped and stretched way out, his hands and feet are getting turned into a doggy paws. His ears were coming out from the bandages and got turned into a fluffy ears, and his mouth got turned into a snout, and he muffled a lot. After she unblindfolded him, he opened his eyes and he muffled, and muffled when his snout popped up and his nose was here. Now he just turned into a mummy dog. Emerald wanted Arthur to be her love. They leave the basement and leave the house, but in the morning Arthur's parents are scared and worried that the Arthur is missing and the mummy dog is gone, so they call 911 and they find it. Meanwhile, in Egypt, they went inside the pyramid and Enlil used her spell to awaken the people of the dead. They were mummies, skeletons, and ghouls are bowing down for them because Emerald is a new queen and Arthur is a pharaoh now. So Emerald is now wearing a nice necklace, a gold earring, the two bracelets, a beautiful dress, and a tiara, and the Arthur is now wearing a necklace, the two bracelets, a ring for the tail, and a pharaoh hat. They both got eye makeup. Queen Emerald and Pharaoh Arthur commanded the living dead to rebuild and redecorate the entire kingdom. Meanwhile, in the Wilbur house, Mr. and Mrs. Wilbur are sad about Arthur, but the cops didn't find him. 15 days later, Pharaoh Arthur is happy about the ruler of... Hold on. Sorry about that. Pharaoh Arthur is happy about the ruler with Emerald, and the army of the dead is building a statue of him and Emerald. In the end, Emerald used her spell to make a song to the lost dog because they wanted the lost dog to come to their kingdom and stay forever and be a mummy slave forever. And also they built a magic dome to make up people who didn't see the kingdom. The end.